I have a question for the summer youth employment. So is this transfer for 2017 then, or for
It was for 2016. Their budget is over right now for the summer youth program. We only provide, I think it's $10,000 for the program, but we're spending more along the lines of 40. So this is going to replenish their budget and put money back into it.
Got it, okay. Are there any questions, Ms.
Maybe
Howard?
I'll just follow up on that. I mean, is that, I know they had a record number of kids participating in the program, which of course is wonderful, but was that, did you know that was happening? And
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the numbers the last couple of years. I didn't track it so much this year, but last year we moved a pretty comparable amount into the Human Services salary line. So going forward, we need to put a good budget number in there and not just guess of how many kids we think we're going to get into the program.
right, it sounds like we need to be more we need to be more direct about it up front. And
Exactly.
And I would hope, I'd hope we would sort of want to set a goal of having comparable participation, but to plan for it, not to back into
Exactly.
it, right? Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Oh, I just had,
Simon?
So two of these items are transfers of over $40,000. One's for vehicle maintenance, one's for Suzanne Patterson Center. Can you...
Just make sure you're right in your mic. It's hard to hear.
Sorry about that. So for those two items, vehicle maintenance and Suzanne Patterson Center, what is the base in the budget that we're going over by this amount?
The amounts that are in here, I mean, I know that in vehicle...
That's the overage, but what's the
Oh, I don't know what
budgeted
their
amount?
total
Do you have it?
budget is. I can look it up and I can shoot you an email if you give me a few minutes, but I don't know what they
Yeah,
are.
that'll be fine
offhand.
if you don't have that information, but...
Okay.
what's your point? Like, are we 5% over, 10% over? Is that what you're...
I don't have the budget memorized, but looking at what I think they're telling us on Suzanne Patterson, it looks like we're about 50%, which,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
Suzanne
big...
Patterson is huge. I mean, that we knew. I'm sorry.
One thing we will be doing, because we have to come back with a change order, I've asked Susan to actually do an analysis of everything so that you will clearly see what has happened over the last year. We saw all of a sudden, I believe it was in 1 month, just a huge increase, and it's been going that way ever since in terms of the number of riders on the crosstown.
And is there any corresponding revenue to that, like a fee collection, or is it all
They
just...
do collect a small percentage of the rides,
Yeah.
so that is able to offset this increase. Otherwise, it would have been even higher than it is. I know that their contract for the 22 months that we awarded last February was about $94,000 to cover a 22-month period. So, yeah, this transfer is huge, but the usage is there. People are using Crosstown a lot more than they have in the past.
That's I was going to ask about this too, because I think it might be a good idea for the Public Transportation Committee to maybe get reports on it and just look at, to find out where people are going. And I was going to ask for that data to be given to, maybe we're having a meeting on Thursday. If we could get the data for that meeting, it would be
the
good.
other thing I'm wondering related to that is whether or not these rides are within Princeton. Are we driving people to Pennsylvania?
No, we can address that.
I think we go to the hospital. I think the hospital.
Well, they're going to the hospital, but I think Susan is getting a reimbursement for the hospital. The drivers know our area, and they know
they are staying within Princeton
They know what
proper.
is considered Princeton. So the only thing that the only other ride that they're doing is to Lawrenceville, because they cut the nutrition program. The county cut the Princeton site. So the people that are using the nutrition program are going to Lawrence. So that's the only ride that the drivers know that they're allowed to go outside of Princeton area. But they say it's the same drivers.
Not Princeton area. Princeton boundary.
In the boundaries in the municipality of Princeton, not a general mailing address. They know what the boundaries are. Susan said also that it's the same drivers they have, and a lot of the seniors feel more comfortable with the same drivers taking them to their doctors, the supermarket, so on and so forth. So
Me too. Next, Susan's going to have to teach them about ride sharing.
Right. I thought that there was a bus that went over to the nutrition program.
From trade. It used to be trade. Used to operate a bus, but I don't know if they operate to Lawrenceville or not.
Yeah,
But they
I'm
did
not-
when they were in Princeton.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But Susan, I think, is planning to attend next week's meeting when the resolution will be on, so she can talk talk more to the points other than what she told Mark and I.
Okay, and I would encourage, maybe Jenny, do you want to invite Susan to the Transit
Yeah.
Committee?
Well, she actually comes to the meetings when
Okay.
she can, so
Good.
I'm emailing her and asking her to bring that data. Is she the one who keeps the data? Sandy,
I'm sorry?
does Susan keep the data on
Yes.
Crosstown?
Yes. And Patrick, Bob and I were just talking, we believe the vehicle maintenance OE budget is about $300,000, so this is a little bit more than 10%.
When we put that budget together last year, we actually had submitted for about 360, and that was cut down. So I hate to say it, but it's going to be pretty close to what we probably put in as a request last year.
Thank you.
Thank you.